guys, so we're back again. It's been a long time and I think we owe you an update. A lot of you have been asking where we've been for the last 12 months and what we've been up to. The truth is, we've just been busy. It just feels like we've been working. As you can see from the workshop now, we have got some tidy stuff in, but it is always busy. We've got the Lex in as well. That's changed a lot since the last time you saw it. So the last time you saw this car, it was completely stock on some gold wheels. As you can see now, it's a lot different. Basically, when the car was due for an MOT, I took it for its MOT, and after a few beers that evening, we decided that my spare coilovers and some of my skid wheels deserved to be on this car. So it kind of snowballed from there. So a few months later, we were scrolling through on the old Facebook marketplace and found an identical car to this, which was really clean panels, bodywork, all the inside, right spec. So it was like a proper nice car, but unfortunately, although it was described as being welded, not rusty at all, and being in really good condition underneath, it turned out to be not roadworthy at all, and just not safe to drive. So seeing that this shell was clean, rot-free and really nice, but the bodywork wasn't very good, we decided to use all the bodywork, doors, everything, from the other shell that was rotten, including the interior as well, and we took everything off it that was nice and put it onto this shell and made one really nice car out of two. Once we got the car looking how we wanted it to look, we decided to go through it mechanically to make sure it was a nice reliable daily, starting with the brakes. So we went through all the brakes and did disc pads, calipers, just to make sure that the car was nice and safe. We also then went through and polybushed the vehicle. So it was polybushed front to back, which just made it drive so nice, especially all the bushes were so old and all deteriorated and all that sort of stuff. After we'd done all that, we decided we were going to service it. So we did the engine service, gearbox service, and we did the diff as well. And then we also fitted a custom stainless exhaust to the car, just to give it that sort of nice look and also sound much better. But as you can see, Vic's been working on this car herself and learning how to work on the car with sort of the watchful eye of me, and which she's really enjoyed doing, especially as it's her car, which is always good to learn and getting proper stuck in. So next we have Johnny's car, this MX-5. It's a 1.8 turboed MX-5. It's a proper angry bit of kit. So it's been with us for a few months while we've been doing a little work on it for him. We've done full suspension refresh. It's had poly bushes, it's had bearings, it's had brakes as well. It's also with us at the moment for a steering rack and the steering rack risers to give it that nice straight rack. So after its steering rack, we've had the car set up by Seismic Motorsport. So that's a full corner weight geo setup on the car. Seismic Motorsport do all of the whole fleet for us. We don't go anywhere else for geo setups or anything like that. We will drop their link in the description or here. We don't go anywhere else for any of our cars. So this car is now done and has got its first drift day booked in it. As you can see, it looks like a bit of a missile from the outside, but underneath it is a proper capable little car. At about 240 horsepower, something like that, from a little MX-5 is plenty. I can tell you this is a leery little car to drive. But we've also got Dane Subaru in, so that's a tasty little car. It's a full Japanese import in for some engine work. It's possibly the cleanest example of a Subaru I've seen, especially in this workshop. It's just stunning. I mean, it's fresh from Japan. It's got all the right bits on it. It doesn't have the spoiler on it, which is an acquired taste, but a lot of people seem to like. We're ready to get stuck into this build. This is our next project to do the engine work that he was requested. I won't fill you in on that just yet, and get the car running, geoed, set back up, ready for track, ready to get back to the customer. In terms of what we've been up to drifting wise, so we were lucky enough on the tail end of last year to be invited to join the team at PH Drift, also known as Science of Drifting, where they give passenger rides at most major events in the UK to basically give the experience of drifting to people who don't have the cars or maybe just want to try it out. It's a huge privilege to be trusted basically with taking customers out, children out, and giving them experience of drifting and getting them into cars. We always have such a good response to the car on show and for the rides itself. It's such an awesome experience to be able to do this. So last year we did Silverstone at Tracks, which was such a busy day. The layout was kind of cool, but you could showboat really well there. We also did, later in the year, Brands Hatch. So Brands Hatch was a good one. Track was a bit different. The track layout itself was much quicker, but unfortunately throughout the day, it didn't stop us from doing rides, but unfortunately throughout the day, we had overheating issues again. So it being the last event for us for the year, we just kept going, knowing that we had overheating issues and just hoping the car was going to last to the end of the day. It did, but when we got back here and loaded the car and then started it up, so much blue smoke out the back, she was burning oil really bad. So at this point is when we decided we're going to take the head off and see what's going on. It looked like the stem seals were at fault. Once you remove the head, remove the stem seals, we found that they were. They were actually burnt and torn, and the oil was just seeping straight past and burning straight into the engine. So at this point we had a difficult decision to make. Do we find another engine? Do we change the setup? Do we just repair the stem seals, put it all back together, ready for this season? But in the end we decided at this point would be a good time to turbo the car, and then that's when it all sort of went downhill. It seems to be problem after problem with turboing the car, but we've been getting there slowly. Firstly, we rebuilt the head. So we had the head skimmed, new valve springs fitted, so stiffer ones, and we also had the new stem seals fitted for uprated ones. We then decided to run a thicker head gasket, so even thicker than what they would have used on the GTE models, just to lower that compression a little bit for the turbo. Obviously, I bought a second-hand turbo kit, something that came off a car, barely used, but was sold to me as a drop it straight on, ECU's map ready to go, like plug and play almost, running a Det3 ECU master. Once we'd plumbed it all together, got it all going, got it running, test drive lovely, engines all running nice, not burning any more oil. So from that point we were like, great, just needs dyno. Took it to the dyno and we had some really bad boost creep problems. So even though the wastegate spring was set to like 5 psi, we were seeing as close to 19 psi on the dash. Very frightened. We did a flame. Tried different boost gauges. It was what we were getting. So come back from that dyno and fitted an external wastegate. So manifold back off. It has an external gate on it anyway, like a tube for it. So drilled that out, fitted an external wastegate, back to the dyno. The dyno this time, the wastegate V-band got so hot it snapped and dropped the wastegate on the power run, so we didn't get a definitive run. So back to the drawing board again, put a really nice GFB wastegate on it with some really nice V-bands. Back to the dyno again, at which point the car only made 175 horsepower, which is possibly the slowest 2J turbo ever, which is really annoying because it felt quite nice on the roads, but obviously you can't give it everything on the roads, and I hadn't driven the car for a long time, so it probably just felt fast even though it wasn't. The issue with it is the Det3 is a piggyback and it works with the Lexus ECU. A lot of people rate these ECUs, a lot of people don't. I didn't do the research I probably should have before buying it. It came with the kit, I just assumed it'd be okay, didn't really know much about them, but it turns out not a lot of people like them. So effectively, the two ECUs are tripping each other up and dropping the car into limp mode, which is why it only made like 170 horsepower. So at this point now, we are running out of time for Driftland. So I rang my friend Rob down at Engine Tuner down in Plymouth and just explained the situation to him, and he said those ECUs aren't very good. What you need is a link. So we have opted for a Link Storm ECU. The car is currently with them at the moment, that's why it's not here. It's had the Link ECU fitted, rewired. They've had some issues with it just because of stuff I've done and X, Y, and Z. It's a DIY turbo kit at the end of the day. So Rob and the guys have worked miracles to get the car ready in time, but unfortunately after a few issues, the car didn't make it to Driftland this year, but we'll talk about that in a minute. The car has now gone on the dyno with the new ECU fitted and has made a healthy 270 horsepower, which is great, it's plenty for that car. However, it's not what I was after. I'm not wanting to hunt horsepower, but I wanted it to start with a 3. After speaking to Rob and the guys there, they've said that the limiting factor at the moment is the injectors. It being a 2JZ GE is on the little injectors, so that's our next move. They're currently fitting Iradium injector seats injectors, 750cc, which should be plenty for my setup. So hopefully soon we'll have a number when they're fitted and the car can come back to us. Rob and the guys have worked miracles trying to get that car ready for Driftland, but it just didn't make it. So we took lorries. When we took the car down to an engine tuner, we gave them a ridiculously tight deadline before Driftland, and Laurie, a friend of ours, was very kind and offered me his car for Driftland. So we decided to give Engine Tuner the time to get it right, and right first time, and we took Laurie's E46 to Driftland. This was a big challenge for me. It's the first time I drifted something that wasn't my Lexus or my car, and it was definitely a challenge to relearn it, especially at one of the most difficult drift tracks in the UK. We had some awesome time there. It only being a 323 was a bit of a challenge. Some of your BMW boys will know it's a bit gutless, but it was awesome fun. Spent the weekend chasing people and just basically just learning more car control in other people's cars, stuff like that, and had a really good time. So it was nice that we didn't miss out on the event, but in the same breath, it was also quite a challenge to learn something else and remember that I was driving somebody else's car. The weekend went really well. We only had one issue with the throttle cable, but we managed to fix that pretty quickly. The only other issue with the weekend is, after everyone joking about it all weekend, me and Laurie did eventually come together. Somebody spun in front, missed a gear, something like that. He spun and I just drove into the front of him. Hitting his cars together was definitely not my proudest moment, but it happens in drifting, unfortunately. This is what we sign up for. But both cars survived. Both cars went straight back out within the hour, so we carried on and it was all good fun. Even though Driftland was great fun and we really enjoyed ourselves up there, we decided not to video it and do more of a chill weekend because we didn't have our car and we didn't know how it was kind of going to go. But we got some more videos coming up. So in the works at the moment, we've got some vlog style videos at some events we're at, so drift taxis. We've got 10 drift taxis this year, so we're definitely going to be busy with that once the Lexus comes back. We're also doing Gravity this year, which is a really good show we did last year. Really enjoyed it, so we're going to go back there again. In the same weekend, we're also doing Driftland, so we're going straight from Gravity up to Scotland and taking the Lexus to Driftland, so that'd be a good one. But we're also doing True Rally in July, which is we're basically driving from the UK to Monaco. That's going to be a really awesome trip. Keen to see what that's going to be like. And we're also going to have events in and out around all of this, just sort of drift days and anything that sort of pops up that takes our fancy. So it's definitely going to be a busy year for us. We're going to video as much as we possibly can. So to keep up to date with what we're up to, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification button. And here's some shots of what we've been up to the last 12 months. And also a couple of clips from Driftland just gone, where I'm trying to learn the 46. We'll see you on the next one.